welcome to another episode of Wargaming in a Cave. You join us on turn 2 of Mont Saint-Jean from the Dave Brown scenario. And so far the French have moved forward very rapidly. They've moved onto the low ridge, as you can see. They've forced, with some excellent artillery, the brave Dutch militia of violence unit to retreat, and they've taken that militia unit, took cover behind the Jaegers. The French crested the ridge, although they have been met with withering musket fire and are now unformed, so they won't be charging on next turn. Over here, though, we've had the first attack launched against the defenders of La Hassante. You'll see that they're up to 3 casualties, but they've seen off that French battalion that's retreated. But there are plenty more French lining up for a crack at the target. Here's a view from behind the French ranks as they march towards La Hassante. It's not burning yet, they haven't fired any artillery on it. They're just lining up their infantry. Here we can see their ground battery, which has caused a fair amount of damage to the Dutch. And here they've committed early their cuirassiers. British cavalry has not yet appeared, which is causing some anxiety in high command, but hopefully they'll be here shortly. In the centre, the infantry have not advanced with the rapidity of the left wing. They're obviously emphasising an attack around La Hassante to try and grab victory. I'll just give you a brief overview and elevate the camera. There we go, more updates. You join us at the end of turn 3, which has seen the French storm into La Hassante. The KGL have been repulsed. You see they're up to 7 casualties. Their last dice rolls were truly atrocious, but anyway, that doesn't take away the French bravery as they force their way in. So it'll be up to the British to try and retake it next turn. The rocket battery actually stopped shooting at its own troops and caused a morale test. But in the middle you'll see the French they're on the low rise, and the cuirassiers here have ridden down the Dutch-Belgian artillery. Wellington did consider that he deployed the artillery too far forward, and so it proved. And now the French cuirassiers are threatening the middle, although they don't have any artillery to support them, which is fortunate because a lot of the Allied troops are currently, as you can see, in column. Over on the French right, their attack seems to have stalled. That unit in front of you has been hesitant for a while, and the ones over here are plodding forward as the main push is around La Hassante. In the centre, the British reinforcements have arrived. The cavalry can be heard approaching quickly, not quickly enough, but turn 4 is to follow. Okay, so here we are at the end of turn 5, and the French are still securely in hold of La Hassante. They've not yet pushed on further, although they're trying hard. The KGL almost got back in, but were pushed out by the resolute French. Here the British are still holding the line, although the French have destroyed 2 of Violent's brave militia units, one of them by the French column here, and the other was taken down by this regiment of cuirassiers. However, facing off the cuirassiers are the British Life Guards and, as you can see, Highlanders. The cuirassiers in the middle have taken quite a few casualties, but they are causing lots of problems for the British. In the centre, the French Lancers have advanced rapidly down the table. They're faced off by the Scots Greys and the Dragoons, so undoubtedly we'll probably see a cavalry clash in the next turn. British centre busy trying to reorganise themselves, and over on the left the French have eventually made the bottom of the slope, not yet crested it. The Brunswickers / Nassau are still hiding behind it because they've mainly been hesitant for the last couple of hours, and as you can see, the battle is unfolding. The French definitely have the upper hand. They have La Hassante, and they have the advantage at this end of the table, and Violent's brigade. So Plucky normally has not performed particularly well today, and they are again faltering. We'll have to wait and see if they hold on. Okay, that's the end of term 5. Okay, we have come to the end of the day because the British have accepted that they cannot quite evict the French from La Harsante, which is still in French hands. The KGL died trying to do it, recapture it, and you can see that this brigade is faltering as a result. The French thrust up the side of the farm, along with the supported by the cavalry, has made the difference because it's prevented the British from reinforcing that side of the battlefield. And as you can see, with the congestion in the middle, that's led to problems with the British. The Scots Greys did not perform as well as they should have done, and were seen off by the plucky French Lancers. And the centre is really neither here nor there. And on the far right, the French made a vague effort to try and breach the ridge, but the main effort was coming alongside the farmhouse. Let's have a quick interview with Marshal Ney himself. Any comments, Rob, for you about the game?
Well fought by both sides, and we almost reached a conclusive decision, but not just there. So
any thoughts on GDA?
Simpler, cleaner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mr. McKenna, as assistant French player, Marshal Oudolon. No, I'm not sure who was that.
Yeah, Durlon.
Durlon, Marshal Durlon.
Yeah, no, it's a good hard fought battle. I think the scenario is good, quite well balanced. The rules work fine. If we wanted it to look more like Waterloo, we would really have to say the cavalry could only come on at a later stage. But apart from that, yeah, great game.
Excellent. So there we have it. That's all again from Wargaming in a Cave. Hope you've enjoyed this and tune in again soon.